Hi. So, by this point, you know you are taking a class with me during this short session. So, I am Jamie Scally, and I want to just give you some insight into some key facts that will help you succeed in this really, really fast paced course. So, it is fast paced. A 3-week class is not easy for anybody. It's not easy for you to do all that work. It's not easy for me to do all the work on the back end, the grading, the feedback, all of those fun pieces. So we're in this together, right? We all are thinking about other things right now, kind of half into break, half into actually thinking about school. So it's a challenging time, but hopefully we can get through it if we're all kind of on the same page with that. And so to do that, first, you should start out by reading the syllabus. I know the syllabus is not a fun document to go through. They're pretty short for this class, just a couple pages. It gives you some really important kind of background policy information. Also tells you all the assignments and the dates that they're going to be due, which is really important for you. If after you review it, you have any questions at all, please reach out to me immediately. Um, this 3-week period doesn't give you a lot of space for like dropping a course. So it's really important that we are on the same page from the beginning. So if there's anything confusing in the syllabus, anything that you're unsure of or you're unsure about your ability to do it, please reach out to me immediately. And then after that, set a schedule. So you need to figure out some sort of plan that you're going to be able to make sure that you're engaged with this consistently throughout the 3 weeks. So if you have it's set up that every morning you're going to get up and you're going to do your work for the class, then you know that you're going to be able to have that kind of routine and you're going to get to it. Um, and not forget. That's one of the biggest issues. People will just go fully into break mindset and forget that they're actually in a class, and then it is too late to recover. Um, so something that will help you with that is if part of your routine is logging into eCampus. Everything that you need for this course is going to be posted on there, and I will send out regular announcements. So kind of just regular updates on the classwork, but then also if there's anything that comes up, if there's a question that I get from a lot of people, I'll send out an announcement so I can answer it just kind of for the good of the group. When grades are posted, I'll often send out an announcement so you can go in and check and make sure that you're happy, or if you have any questions, you can reach out to me before the class ends and we can figure out what the issue might be. And so then those announcements are always going to be posted on eCampus, but I also always tick the box to send it to your email as well. And there might be other times where I have to email you directly. So basically, check your email. I know that that's not everybody's most favorite activity, but it is essential, especially in this 3-week class. You should always be checking your email, but particularly now, just because anything important will come through that way. And because this is such a quick class, a lot of time sensitive things can come up. And so if you're checking your email regularly, we're going to be able to keep that communication, which will keep you being successful. So with success comes course policies, right? So this is the driest part of the syllabus, so I'm going to kind of highlight the really key pieces for you. Late work, I will accept late work in this class, but because it is such a short class, only for up to 2 days. So whatever the deadline is, you have 48 hours after that 11:59 p.m. deadline to get in your late work. After those 48 hours, I can't accept any more late work, just because of the pace of the class and how things kind of build on each other throughout this mini semester. It's really essential that you're doing work on time. So if something comes up that you have a legitimate reason, you end up hospitalized. Hopefully that's not going to happen for anybody, but if it does, reach out to me as soon as you can. I might need some documentation just to be able to allow it. So in those extreme circumstances, I will accept late work. But typically, if it's just, you know, I was traveling, I was on a plane, I got an extra shift at work, those aren't going to be reasons for you to be able to turn in work after this 48-hour period. I'm giving you all the due dates in advance. Most of the course is going to be open from the beginning, so you can kind of figure out your pace to be able to work. So this is why having a plan, having a schedule is so important. So you can plan around these things. So if something does come up, it's not going to impact you negatively. And so with that is engagement also being important. That means you have to actually do the work. If you're not doing the work, you're not showing me that you're engaged in the class. You have a couple lectures from me each module, and then there's going to be a lot of supplemental materials that I'm linking out to. These classes are really about building skills. And so part of that is I'm not going to be giving you all of the answers in the lectures that I'm giving you. Not everything's going to come from me directly, partially because things change. A lot of the tools that we're using in the course will be updated. And so in updates, the steps to find something might actually alter over the course of the semester. Hopefully, that's not going to happen. I try to make sure everything stays as up to date as possible, but it might. So that's why all of these external sources are going to be really valuable for you. And then also, just part of this is giving you the ability to find the answers. So there's going to be different search engines, different databases and resources that I direct you to where you're going to have to get some of the answers for some of the assignments. And that's just so that you're building that skill to be able to regularly go back and know where to check to find something if you don't know the answer when you're trying to apply some of the skills from this class in the future. Communication, email is going to be the best way to get through to me. Over breaks like this, we're all over the place. So coming in for office hours, I understand is not going to be something probably most of you are going to want to do. I will be available on Zoom. But when you're communicating with me, emails, this is my break too, right? So on the weekends in the middle of the night, I'm not going to be checking my email. I'm not going to be responding. So if there's an assignment coming up and you think you might have a question about it, make sure you're planning that in advance so that I can actually have time to see it, to respond, and then you can kind of put whatever my response is into action in what you're doing. So generally, I will try to respond within 48 hours. I will try to be faster always, but weekends and holidays come up. And so sometimes that's not going to be the case. So just, protect yourself and try to communicate with me earlier. If you do have questions, email always. You can send messages through eCampus, but I've had experience where those kind of go missing or I don't get an alert that something's come through. So emailing me directly is going to be your best bet. And then, be nice about it, right? Like I know sometimes in a 3-week class, things can get stressful, but same for me, right? So we're all going to have that kind of communication that shows that we respect each other. We have a good community. And I really do prefer that you call me Jamie. I think that's how I introduce myself at the top of this, but don't call me Ms., Mrs. I didn't go to grad school for all those years. I prefer Jamie. If you need a title, you can call me Dr. Scally, Professor Scally. Honestly, I prefer like, hey, you to Ms. or Miss, just because those terms are outdated and I don't think they're appropriate for this environment. So please call me Jamie. And then office hours, like I said, I'm available on Zoom. Send me some times that you're available and we'll find something that can work. And because this is a trickier time of the year, I'm open to meeting in the evenings if we need to. I'm not going to meet with you on a Sunday. That is not going to happen, but other times I can be pretty flexible. So if you want to have a Zoom call, send me some times, give me maybe like 3 or 4 different options and we'll figure out what can work in there. And then the last key thing, no AI. So this course, again, a lot of it is skill building, and you're not going to build the skills if you have a machine do the work for you. There's just no way that you can be productive in our learning goals for this course if you're relying on that, because it's going to take away the need for you to actually test your own abilities and apply them. So, I can't think of an opportunity when I would allow AI in this class. So just don't use it. You shouldn't use it in general, but definitely not for this class. It's really, really based on skill building. You can't demonstrate that you're building your skills if you're relying on ChatGPT or any other thing. So there's definitely more detail on policies. There's more policies in the syllabus. So I do recommend that you still read through all of that. And if there's any questions or concerns, please let me know. And you can do that by emailing me at js00182@mix.wvu.edu. This is the email that I have it on my phone, so I get the notifications when they come up. And it's just much more reliable than using the messages through eCampus. So if you do have any questions, email me here. Use your WVU email so I can kind of connect the person with the email. If you're using a private one, sometimes they don't make sense. Your username for your email might be something completely different from your actual name. So email me through your WVU account. I will try to get back to you as soon as possible. Hopefully all this is pretty straightforward. Any questions, concerns, please let me know. And I look forward to having you in class.